morning. This is BloombergQuint Stocks to Watch. I'm Agam Vakil. We take you through crucial stocks that you need to keep an eye on as we move into trade today. To take us through that, we also have with us Mayuresh Joshi, the head of fundamental research at William O'Neill. Mayuresh, good morning and thanks for joining in. But before I get to Mayuresh, let me address the stocks that we are talking about today. Firstly, I'm going to start off with Kotak Mahindra Bank. We understand that UDAY Kotak will offer about 5.6 crore shares at around 1,240 rupees per share, which isn't too far off from its closing price yesterday. And this is, of course, in line with the resolution agreed with the Reserve Bank of India, considering UDAY Kotak has to bring his shareholding down from around the mark of 29% to 26%. Let's get in, Mayuresh, into the conversation. Mayuresh, good morning. What is your view on Kotak Mahindra Bank? There's a chance that there could be a little bit of a correction, perhaps at least an earlier trade. Would you buy into Kotak Mahindra Bank? What's your stance on this bank?
Morning, Agam. So the developments that have happened for Kotak Mahindra Bank over the last few days, and obviously I think as mandated by the regulators to get the promoter stake down, I think the raising of capital that it has did and the expectations of further dilution that goes through. I think three broad things happen from a stock valuation perspective. So on the first part, the consolidated capital reserve adequacy actually starts inching higher. The second element obviously is because this capital raise is going to be accretive to the book, it obviously aids and abets the overall book value for the stock as a whole. And net worth, as a combination of both these factors, starts moving higher. So I think if you look at the core numbers for this, deposit growth had grown at a very, very healthy pace over the last few years at 15-16% odd to 2.62 lakh crores. If you look at the capital adequacy before the first capital raise as well, it was at 17% odd. And CASA ratios were extremely strong at 54% odd. So it's comfortably placed on all these parameters that we talk about. Yes, the readjustment in terms of MCLRs, what happens in terms of the macro situations, in terms of the advances growth. And therefore, I think how deposits will probably go with lower interest rates. That still remains a little bit of a patchy situation for banks as a whole. I think, but Kotak Mahindra Bank on all these parameters strongly and comfortably placed. So yeah, I think it's going to be accretive to the book. The last raise, the book value got raised to 285 rupees. So I think the valuation is still a tad bit on the high side. So our take is that anybody hold on, but I think you have to wait and watch how the entire macros work in the industry as well, including Kotak Mahindra Bank.
Okay. All right. And Mayuresh, a quick take on United Spirits. We had the conference call from the company yesterday in not indicating a very positive outlook. What's your view here?
So again, three aspects, right, Agam, in terms of the numbers, lockdown pressures, liquor stores not getting opened, will flow in terms of the regulatory action on this one. The second element also is that a huge earnings upgrade or hinge in terms of price hikes actually gets dependent on state policies and how much they're able to pass it through. Again, I think the recalibration that a lot of these liquor companies have done is towards their premiumization portfolio. And that portfolio has increased leaps and bounds. United Spirits, case in point, I think the premiumization portfolio has increased quite significantly with the conscious decision to slow down on the popular segments as well. The second element, obviously, which is extremely critical, is the input cost as well, both in terms of how glass prices and ENA prices are moving. And they remain a very, very patchy part in terms of then readjusting your other expenses, including your advertisement and promotion and other overheads as well. And the third element, obviously, is the pricing element, which I talked about. I think with state hikes expected to take place, how much of them will, or how much of it will actually get passed through, and how much do they absorb at this point in time? So really, I think it's a functionality in terms of all these factors that play. So again, being selective, but I think they can be momentum plays in a market like this.
All right, fair enough, Mayuresh. On that note, we leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining us and taking us through your views on these two very crucial stocks. But on that note, it's a wrap on Stocks to Watch at 8:30, but there's lots more lined up. Stay tuned to BloombergQuint.